Still in shambles. One congressman has said President Obama could be impeached over the debt crisis. He joins me now, Representative Steve King of Iowa, who voted, very importantly, voted against the Boehner bill tonight, sir. First of all, please weigh in on what Senator Chuck Schumer had to say about your House.
Well, you know, they want to have some kind of compromise, and you've got Chuck Schumer saying the House can't tie its own shoes. I mean, is he really working for a compromise, or is he just demagoguing and making this harder to solve? So that's about all I can say about that, and Schumer and I hardly ever see things through the same set of eyes. But there's this situation is this. What's Schumer's plan? What's Harry Reid's plan? What's President Obama's plan? They're not there. They're not on the table in a real serious way. Yes, I know there's now a Reid proposal that's supposedly on its way over to the House. But if John Boehner doesn't take up the Reid proposal, then where are we? How do Schumer's words help solve this problem?
Well, let me ask you. I just spoke with David Asman about a minute ago. We talked about that. It sounds like you passed the Boehner plan, sent it over to the Senate. Senate is going to play some games with it. Send the Boehner bill back to you. Is that right, sir? Or is that they're going to mark that up, or they're going to play around with that, take some things out, put some things in, and then ask you to pass a Boehner / Reid / McConnell bill of some shambles of a bill?
I think it'll be something like that. They might take out many of the Boehner proposals and put in many of the Reid proposals. But when it's done, this is kind of tossing the hot potato back and forth. And I think we knew in the House today that whatever we sent over to the Senate was going to be dead on arrival. And that's the tactics that are going on. You know, I often remind people that this isn't a business negotiation. When you're sitting across the table with someone you want to do business with, or a group of people that have interest in it, everybody gets something out of it. They want to do the deal so they can go on the next day and start to make some money off of that. Politics are different. Each side seems to have to bleed the other side, and when the pain gets too great for each side, some kind of a resolution comes forward. The pain apparently is not great enough yet, and that's what we have to get to if we're going to resolve this debt crisis.
And how do you resolve it, sir? I'm sure there's millions of Americans out there going scratching their head like I am right now, trying to figure out how if you send a Boehner bill over there and then they're going to send you a Reid bill back, you two both still don't see eye to eye on things. He wants $2.4 trillion in spending increases. You guys are willing to deal with $917 billion. You're far, far from agreeing on this. It sounds like this is going to go on for a while.
I think it will. And if we get past August 2nd, then at least we start to realize that it's not the calamity that's been predicted. But I would take this back to the CR debate, as it's rooted in that to some degree, and that is this, that the House demonstrated that they could not accept an idea that there would be a government shutdown, even if it was initiated by the president. So we knew how that was going to end. The president was going to gain everything he was willing to fight for. And if we're not willing to let this date go beyond August 2nd as House Republicans, the President and Harry Reid are going to eventually get most, if not everything, that they're willing to fight for. So there's where the thing actually separates. The leverage the House has isn't being used to its maximum extent. And at this point, I'm afraid that we're going to end up with some kind of will be a shorter-term debt ceiling increase than what Harry Reid and the President are asking for.
Well,
but
and
we'll
the
take the can down the road and take it up again.
He's already said, I'm not signing 30, 60, or 90-day debt ceiling increases. He's looking for something that takes him beyond the 2012 election. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to deal with this again if I were him either. So tell us before we let you go why you voted against the Boehner plan.
I voted against it because it doesn't resolve the problem. It does not reduce the spending in a fast enough trajectory that we can solve this problem. If you take the Boehner plan proposal and you look out at the projected deficit that we have, and the debt that we have, 10 years out, we'd be at $25 trillion in debt. With this plan, we'd be at $24 trillion in debt. We lose months in the process, and we lose the leverage of the argument on the balanced budget amendment, which appears to be the only thing that can save us from an impending calamity.
Right, and we have to kind of keep our fingers crossed that Congress is down the road will hold true to the deals you cut right now. Congressman, do us a favor. Will you stick around for a minute? I want to bring you back in a few minutes.
Yes, I can do that.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Joining me now is Fox